Hey friend, how's it going? So today we're gonna be planting some perennials and annuals that I have in my hands right now that I haven't put in the ground yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them in the ground since I have the opportunity and time right now, and then that way they could get settled in the ground before we get a high frost. So I'm just gonna bring you along as I plant some of the annuals and perennials and shrubs that I haven't in nursery pots that I haven't got a chance to put in the ground. And I hope you guys enjoy this video, planting some plants in the raised beds, which is my favorite time of the year. I'm gonna go ahead and start with this liope grass. I feel like it's not in the right spot, so I'm gonna go ahead and move it from here and put it somewhere else in the garden. Look at them. Look at these zinnias. They are so beautiful. I thought they were mixed with the marigolds, but these are zinnias, and I really hope they come back for me next year. Before I plant them, I'm gonna go ahead and take some weeds out, because yeah, dig weeds as we go. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and dig a hole with my hand, because now it's so easy to dig holes with your hands than with the shovel. Oh my gosh, so many weeds. Look at these colors, the purple, the orange, the green, the other kind of purple, the other kind of purple. So cute. I have another one on the other side to make it feel and look symmetrical. Right here. Look at that. And then we have more of the so over here we're gonna plant one of the sunblaze roses that I got on clearance. These are clearance plants. I'm not spending a full price on them, which is amazing. And these are tiny little roses here. Tiny, tiny little roses. And I'm gonna go ahead and remove this blanket flower from here and put it maybe in the back of the bed over there. I'm gonna go ahead and put it right here because it's not very pretty plant right now. And I want the bed to look very pretty. I think the plant's still trying to figure out what it wants to do. So I'm gonna put you right here. I think it's gonna be just fine. Just looks very leggy and stuff. So all right, I'm gonna go ahead and plant the rose in its spot. This is one of the beautiful pots my baby girl did, and well, I'm gonna keep it in the raised bed. And then look at my hydrangeas, how pretty they look. This is a black eye Susan, and I want to see if it comes back for me next year. That's why it's still there with the when it looks dead, but I want to see if it comes back for me next year. That'll be very exciting. Oh man, look at this. Not the whole thing, it's rooted in there. Oh no. Look, the whole plant just came out. Looking like this. Oh well. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and put some biotone. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put the soil that it came with. Put it right back to the plant, like that. Hopefully this plant does not get mad at me for taking it out of this pot. the blue evolving plant, and I'm gonna move it from here. It's mostly like a grandfather plant, so I'm gonna move it from here and put it somewhere else. Plants right here. And this plant is called a sunblaze pink. Small little pollinator plants, bright bold blooms for gardens and containers. Sunblaze roses are easy to grow and bloom throughout the season. Sunblaze pink displays charming flowers that are deep pink suffused with lighter pink. Its attractive shape, heavy blooming, and disease resistance make it a delightful choice for containers and gardens. And this is a perfect little rose for the raised beds. Look at that. That is so cute. Let me go get the scissors. This one looks much more happier than the other plant. This one doesn't have a lot of dead branches and stuff. This one looks so much happier. I'm sure it looks very happy. Away from the camera. Look at the tiny bloom right there. Okay, friends, so today we're gonna be planting this bougainvillea plant that I've been having since early spring this year. They were in the front of the house, but we found that we didn't have a place for them, so they were just going back and forth from the front to the backyard, to the backyard, to the alley backyard. So this plant has no home, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it a home today. I just feel really bad because it's a good plant, and it says it's hardy here in zones 9 to 11. So I really hope it comes back for me from over the winter, and I really hope it gets enough water here from in the irrigations as well. But I'm gonna keep checking on it as well. So it's a plant that I'm gonna keep watering once a week to make sure it has enough water. And I'll bring you closer to so you can see some of the flowers. But it has little purple magenta flowers, and it's a really cute plant. And I've seen pictures of this plant, and it looks like it grows really big. So hopefully it could fill up this whole wall with just the beautiful flowers. And yeah, this place is still gonna be grass and stuff, so it'll be easier to mow and weed whack around this plant, so I'm not worried about it. It looks like it's very hardy plant because it's been weeks without water. It's been dry, so we just give it a drink of water and dung dung dung, it just comes back like nothing happened. So it's very hardy plant, I feel like, because I have not been taking care of this plant at all, but it's very beautiful. and it seems to like here the weather here in Florida. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the ground and see how it does. But yeah. Yeah, I've seen this plant around the neighborhood, and oh, it has beautiful, beautiful flowers that you could actually make into agua frescas. So here you see some of the flowers. It's not blooming profusely because, you know, it's like I said, it's not being it's being neglected a little. So every time it gets a drink of water, I see that it blooms here and there. So maybe if I put it in the ground and make sure it gets enough water and biotone starter fertilizer, maybe it help this plant, you know, perform the way it should be at this time of the year. Because I see plants in people's frontscape here in the neighborhood and full of blooms and beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the ground and see how it does. The soil here is very sandy. Since I'm gonna have the other bougainvillea on this corner, so it could be rosemary, bougainvillea, podocarpus, bougainvillea, and rosemary as an end cap. I'm gonna have to remove this plant right here. And this plant is a milkweed, some sorts of milkweed. I really don't remember the name. Look at the roots, so dry as well. This one has better soil than the other side, which is so weird. That means that they're gonna be growing very differently. Yeah, that soil is so much darker than this soil. See how light this soil is? So yeah, definitely gonna come in here and put some mulch. Wow. Look, we still have the hole here from the time we moved the guava feijoa tree. I'm waiting to get soil to fill that out because right now I don't have any soil to fill that thing out right now. I'm gonna go ahead and go get a stake. I'm gonna go ahead and get a stake for this plant because it looks very sad. And you know, I just moved it from its spot, so it's not gonna be happy for a little while. So I'm gonna go ahead and put more soil over here in front too. Oh my gosh. All right, you guys. So I want to repeat my layer that I have here. So this is the garden bed that I have here on the corner of the property. Okay, and then over here is like a little backdrop of the raised beds. As you can see, the backdrop of the raised beds. And then by the fence, I have perennials or shrubs, I should say, which I have like a pattern going on here. So right here you see a rosemary. This is a bougainvillea. This is a photocarpus that you see coming down my trellis way here. So that's a photocarpus. And then On the other side, we have the bougainvillea, which is like that. And then a rosemary. And this one, half of the rosemary died when it was on the nursery pot, so it needed to be on the ground. So this is how I started my symmetrical idea of putting the rosemaries as an end cap of the backdrop of the garden beds here. So, and then soon everything's gonna be grass. And then I will eventually remove this milkweed and move some of this shrubbery that I have going on in there. So yeah, I'm so happy to have the bougainvillea on the ground. Hopefully it gets moisture from the ground and the irrigation that we have one right here. So hopefully that one reaches the, the plants. But I'm gonna be checking on them every weekend. Make sure they have water, a good soak of water. So let's see how they do next year and in spring, how they wake up. But yeah, it looks like a mess right now, but it has to get worse before it gets better, you know. But we're getting there. I hope you guys enjoy this video of me planting some of my roses, mini roses that I had here, sitting on the pots. I'm so happy to put them on the ground now. And then some marigolds and some beautiful plants that we've been planting throughout the season here. But my goodness, I'm so happy with the snapdragon. They're so beautiful. Okay, well, right now it's not a good deadline to be filming because you can see my shadow. But look at the monarch butterfly flying around the garden here. They're still out here. And then this is the other side of the raised beds. This rose is a little smaller, but it's gonna get there. Like I said, we got these roses on clearance for like a few bucks, and it was perfect for the garden raised beds here because I want to put small little perennials with the backdrop of just big shrubs like the hydrangea. This side gets a lot of more of shade, I see. All right, friends, I changed my mind. I'm gonna go ahead and plant and transplant this beautiful plant to another home here. I'm gonna go ahead and take the spider nest from this area. All right, so I remove the nest and we're gonna go put it somewhere safe in the garden here. So we're walking and I'm gonna go ahead and put it on top of actually I'm gonna go ahead and put it here in this little nursery pot where I have my quick fire hydrangea. I'm gonna go ahead and put it here so it doesn't get disturbed. And then this plant, I'm not gonna touch it for over the winter. I'm gonna let it sit there over the winter and hopefully they don't get disturbed very much. You see the little nest right there? Right there. So that's gonna be the nest. That's gonna be the home for the nest egg of the yellow zipper spider. so I could remove the other plant from the ground and be able to divide it and cut it in half because the blooms are already spent. And I actually got some seeds from this plant as well. So hopefully I could make more plants out of this baby. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and dig it out. Oh my gosh. I don't think I could go in there. Oh my goodness, guys. I don't think I could go in there. Look at this giant bug. He is huge and is very intimidating. And I don't know if I could go in there. He's a giant grasshopper I never seen in my garden, you guys. I do not know what he's eating. And there's butterflies flying around here. Oh my goodness, that's cute over there. All kinds of activity. All right, this project is actually going to be continued another day because I cannot do this right now. It's too scary. Okay, so today is another different day of the day that I was trying to dig this perennial out because of the big grasshopper. So I'm going to see if I could do it today. All right, so before the clip got cut off, I was in the middle of cutting the spent blooms, and I was saying that we harvested some of these seeds, see if we could get some germination out of them and maybe grow some new perennials. And then I'm gonna go ahead and see if I could succeed in dividing this plant today, which I'm kind of excited about it because it's a beautiful, beautiful plant. But I'm gonna put it in the raised beds where I feel we're gonna be able to enjoy it better. I do want to remove some of these weeds because we have a lot of the dollar weeds here. My plant is to put it here because it grows very tall, and I want to put it here so it could like cover this post, and then all the blooms will be floating up here and having the birdhouse flow up there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it here, but first I'm gonna move some of these weeds. Probably be mad at me, but it's gonna be okay. Ooh, look at the giant worm in there. Disgusting. Gross. You see those things? Oh, there's two of them.
Not sponsored by Cobalt.
Okay. There you go, and then this thing is gonna be humongous over here. Just gonna add like a little room behind it and be like, ooh, what's behind this plant? More plants. This is a Rudbeckia maximilia that I brought from Virginia. It keeps dying, but now that's in a safer spot, it's gonna be a giant sunflower. Because it's not gonna be moved for a while, so hopefully its roots established over the winter. Oh man, I hope you're not showing my undies. There, hopefully no air pockets. Look, we just keep coming. It's like invisible or something. No air pockets. There you go. Okay, so I have one over there in that corner, so I think I'm gonna put this one on this corner. Anyways, easy perennial. All right, so we're gonna take this one out and put it in a pot. All right, well, thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoy this video. Into the next one. Bye, friends.